This episode is brought to you by Kia's first 3-row, all-electric SUV, the Kia EV9, with available all-wheel drive and seating for up to 7 adults. With 0 to 60 speed that thrills you 1 minute and available lounge seats that unwind you the next. Visit kia.com/EV9 to learn more. Ask your Kia dealer for availability. No system, no matter how advanced, can compensate for all driver error and or driving conditions. Always drive safely.
Hey, it's Kim Commando Today, your daily podcast to keep you up to date with all things digital and beyond. And I'd love to have you be a part of our podcast. You can make an appointment to speak with me. Just head over to commando.com, and on the top right, there's a button that says Email Kim. Fill that out, and that's it.
So the Super Bowl was this weekend. Did you happen to watch it?
This past weekend.
Yes. Did you watch it?
Cumulatively, probably 3 minutes. I ate a lot of cheese, though.
Did you watch the halftime show at least?
Yes, I did.
All right. Did you enjoy it?
Well, actually, probably more than 3 minutes, then, if we're including that. Usher loved it, sang every word.
Did you? Well, he only sang 2 words of each one of his songs.
And I knew them all.
It was easy to keep up. Did you enjoy Shirtless Usher?
Yes, I did.
All right, good.
No one in my group of people who were there was surprised. And one of my friends said, "Oh, you knew Usher was going to make it sexy."
Yeah,
Like,
that's his job.
That's his job.
So a lot of people wanted to watch the Super Bowl. A lot of people wanted to bet on the Super Bowl.
Indeed.
Actually, I believe it was the record for the most people making a bet on the big game. We can say Super Bowl. You can go ahead and calm down. It's okay. The NFL's not going to come after you. But they were going to
Wait,
AI.
that's the NFL on my...
All right. Well, thanks for coming and joining the show.
Bye.
We've
Have a
been
good
canceled. So they were going to AI to ask for advice. They asked Google's, Gemini?
Yep.
If they can have, and then Microsoft, they have a chatbot as well.
Copilot?
No, it can't be what it's called.
No, certainly not.
Absolutely awful name. And they said, who should I bet on for this year's big game, championship, Super Bowl? And AI lied to them.
How so?
Made it up. They said you can't bet on the Super Bowl because it's over, and the San Francisco 49ers won 34-28 over the Kansas City Chiefs. They didn't stop there. They had stats.
Do you know what this is called when AI totally makes stuff up?
Expected?
Yes, a hallucination. And that's so intense. Like the whole score?
So many, not only the whole score, they had tons of stats. They said what Patrick Mahomes threw for, how many touchdowns, how many interceptions. And they said the 49ers covered the spread and the over was hit. You should have bet on the over because it hit. This was hours before the game. You know who got it right?
Who?
ChatGPT.
Well done, OpenAI.
ChatGPT said, well, when
ChatGPT is what I'm now going to call it.
It's the cowboy version of ChatGPT. It's ChatGPT and Chaps. It said the Super Bowl is going on right now. You can go and live bet it if you want, but we don't have a result of the Super Bowl. You have to wait until it's over.
That's incredible.
Good job. And welcome to Kim Commando Today, the tech podcast. There is no Kim Commando. There's no Kim Commando today. There's no Kim Commando tomorrow. She's actually in Los Angeles.
Yes.
She's getting, she talks about it. She had eye surgery. She has a bunch of stitches in there. She's getting 2 of them removed. And so she's going to be in LA. The A team is here. I've been struggling. I've been practicing for 24 hours.
It's Allie.
And I cannot say your last name with confidence, but I'm going to try.
Try it.
Okay. So I was thinking it was like Bud Selig, former commissioner of Major League Baseball, but it's not. It's Allie Seligman.
You did it.
The weight is lifted off my shoulders.
That was great. Good
We're going
job.
to do the show together today. You are the content queen here at commando.com.
I am.
If you're watching right now, that means you're streaming with us. We stream on Twitch. We stream on Rumble, YouTube, Facebook. Thank you so much for joining us. And go ahead and share the podcast. It's really easy. It's like, 2 clicks.
2 clicks.
Everybody's got 2 clicks.
Or just like open the door and yell like, "Hey, honey, come watch this great podcast."
We don't get the digital credit for that.
"Hey, honey, I sent you a link to a great podcast."
Much better. And if you're listening to the podcast, we stream at 10:30 Pacific every single day, Monday through Friday. You can hang with us and watch the show. We're going to start with the dependence on technology.
Okay. In general, this is a big topic.
It is. It's huge. So buckle up, Buttercup. We also had here in the Valley the Waste Management Phoenix Open. It's a huge golf tournament. If you're a golf fan and you watch the majors, maybe the British Open or the Masters, the Phoenix Open, they advertise it this way, but it is unlike any other tournament out there.
How many times have you been?
I used to go every single year before I had children.
Okay.
Because it's a party, but it's totally changed. Now, our normal golf tournament is going to have about 45 to 55,000 people per day, especially on the weekends, the Saturday and Sunday. Capacity, which they meet every year, is 250,000 people.
Oh my gosh.
And what happened was they were so dependent on technology. When it failed them, they had to shut it down.
This year,
Saturday, which is round 3 of the tournament,
Okay.
the ticket scanners went down.
oh,
Now, the tournament was like, well, we can't let anybody in. We got to make sure everybody's got a ticket to the event because, we got to keep it at capacity.
Yeah.
Security was like, you know what? We can't handle this crowd. They went home.
the security went home.
Correct.
This is beautiful.
The waste management's then decision is, okay, fine, let's let everybody in.
So this became a free-for-all.
Social media went wild.
Okay.
And Arizona State University, which is in Tempe, which is like a 25-minute drive away from where the Waste Management Open was happening.
Let's go Sun Devils.
Everybody decided to come from Tempe on the ASU campus and get in for free.
So this was not the regular crowd this year. This was a bigger, more raucous crowd?
I got in line to get on the 16th hole. The 16th hole is a unique hole. It's one of the most unique holes in all of golf. It is surrounded by a 4-story stadium that is a party.
Okay.
You know how in golf they hold up that sign that says quiet please?
Yeah.
There's no quiet please signs at the 16th hole.
Okay,
at the
hold on.
Phoenix Open.
If somebody is like me who's like, I don't know anything about this.
No one knows anything about it.
Okay, that's fair. Normal golf tournament. This is not a normal golf tournament. This is a party.
This is a raucous party.
Okay.
On the especially the 16th hole. If someone tees off, everyone goes crazy. They get 20 feet from the hole. Place is going nuts every time.
Yeah.
Then they miss. Boo!
There's booing?
Oh, there's so much booing.
Oh, this
They're
sounds like golf I would like.
throwing cups onto the green. It's a madhouse.
Okay.
So I get in line to get in the 16th. Usually going to have to wait about an hour and a half. I get in line in the 16th. 4.5 hour wait to get in.
And you stayed.
Of course, it's fun. I like fun.
What'd you do in line?
We talked,
Okay.
hung out, and I found out that everyone around me, I even sent a text to my buddy. I was like, something is amiss because
Did you say those words? I hope so.
I'm very poetic when I get serious. Something is amiss because I am being surrounded by 20-something dude bros.
Not the normal crowd.
Behind us, there was about 6 guys when we started. By the end, they were letting all of their friends climb the fence. There was about 30 of them.
That's a big group.
As I was in line, we witnessed 3 people get arrested.
For what?
For drunk and disorderly.
Sure.
Watched multiple teenagers do cocaine. Now, this is my experience. This is exactly what happened. I am not trying to talk bad about anyone, but this is what happened. I got to know.
We can't be legally held liable for any of this.
I got to know Jackie, Bennett, Janelle, Jenny.
Love them.
They were all
These
my
were the
buddies
20s?
standing
Okay.
behind.
Yeah.
Because they all got in for free. They found out on social media that you could get in for free.
How much is it actually to
A
get
general admission ticket's $85.
Oh, what a score.
120 on the secondary market.
Okay.
But it's all because technology failed. They did not have an analog backup to when the ticket system went down. They did not know what to do. So what was their solution? They closed the gates. At about 2:30, they closed the gates.
Because enough people were in.
Scottsdale Police and the Scottsdale Fire Marshal said, right now we are estimating there are 500,000 people here.
There were 500,000 drunk people at this place.
And they wanted them to shut it down, stop the tournament. This is all what I was told by employees there.
Yeah.
Instead, their solution was just cut off the alcohol. At 2:30 in the afternoon, they closed all concessions, not just booze, all concessions. Apple Pay also went down while we were there. When we were walking in, my girlfriend had a purse on.
Yeah.
And she's like, do you need to check this? And they're like, no, just go. Because none of the metal detectors were even working.
Yeah.
And the security was gone.
Yeah.
We scanned the ticket, and she said to me when we were going in, my ticket didn't scan. I was like, no, you just didn't hear it. Like, of course your ticket scans. They're not going to let anybody in here without a ticket. It didn't scan because they weren't checking tickets. The VIP tents where you get free alcohol, again, they couldn't check tickets. They were just letting everybody in.
Oh my gosh.
Including minors. I was talking to 19-year-olds that went, I was talking to them.
You can still look at an ID if you can't scan anything, turns out.
They had a bracelet on because they let them in, and the bracelet says they're 21 because they let them in. It was
This is madness.
madhouse.
Somebody got fired. I
don't know. I don't know how the
or maybe it's a contract thing.
There's going to be a ton of lawsuits. That's coming. And then next year they'll say, well, we've buttoned it down and we're not going to do this. And they'll make changes for 1 year and then they'll go back to the party. But how do they not have an analog backup? How do they not have a backup system that if all this technology fails, which it absolutely did, and your security team abandons you, just up and leaves? How do you not have we're so dependent on technology.
Well, what's the backup? Everybody printed their ticket?
Or you don't let them in.
All right.
You
I guess they
close
all
the
have
gates
to go home.
because they cut off the alcohol at 2:30, which I had been in line for 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
Literally, when I walk into the 16th is when they are zipping up the tents for concessions. I couldn't even get a water.
This man was so thirsty. This man was so... Also, think about all these poor drunk people who were so thirsty.
They were so...
They just couldn't get
Well, they
water.
were chanting, "We want beer." I'm not joking. The people, the plebes, us in the general admission,
Sure.
they thought that there was still being beer sold in the suites. So there was men lifting women up into the suites
Rushing
so they
the
could
suites.
get in to get a cocktail. It was madness. There were so many arrests.
I'm glad that you're here and safe.
Well, all being said, I had a blast. I mean, it was so much fun.
So do you hope this happens again next year?
No, I don't,
Okay.
because, the 4.5 hour wait to get in was ridiculous.
Yeah.
To be fair, hanging out, Jack, if you're watching, Jackie, he walked up, this is 100% true. He walked up to me and he said, "Hey, if you're ever in Tempe, look me up." Because Tempe is such a vibe, dude. Tempe is
he's
such
right.
a vibe.
It is a
I
vibe.
live in Chandler. Tempe is 8 minutes away. I got your vibe, Jackie.
If you're ever there, did you get his number?
No, I got his number. I got his Snap.
I don't know.
I got his Snapchat handle.
You have Snapchat?
I don't even know what that means, but I got it.
Is it like Jackie 123?
It's just, I don't even want to give it. I don't want to give Jackie and his Coke problem any promotion on the Kim Commando Today show. So we are too reliant on technology.
I completely agree with you.
Because when you let 250,000 people in accidentally because your ticket system, it was so wild.
Man, I can't wait to see what happens with all these 19-year-olds who came home later.
Mom and
their
Dad, Mom and Dad are going to be very mad.
Very.
All right, on the other side, what do we have?
Bad News Allie, she's back. We got a request.
We got a request for Bad News Allie?
Yes.
What a mistake.
People
Why do
love
we
it.
listen to these requests?
It keeps them safe.
All right.
I'm a bummer, but
Bad News Allie on the other side of Kim Commando Today. All right, welcome back. Kim Commando Today. I'm Andrew Babinski, Allie Seligman. We're filling in for Kim Commando. She is in LA, not Louisiana, Los Angeles.
yes, Los Angeles.
I would be shocked if she went to Louisiana. She would not, she doesn't seem like the Louisiana type of gal.
No, that's also pretty far for eyeball surgery.
Yeah, but
don't you think?
If you got to go where you got to go.
That's true.
If the best eyeball doctor, which is what they're called,
Yes.
is in Louisiana, you got to go. But Kim is in LA. She's getting a couple more stitches out. She's going to miss today and tomorrow's show. But we're filling in. The A-team is here. If you're watching the podcast, thank you. And share. It's very easy. If you're watching on Rumble, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, just share with somebody else. You're enjoying it. Why wouldn't they enjoy it? And it helps us out. We're trying to grow this as big as we can so we can deliver tech news and great conversation every single day.
Exactly.
Bad News Allie is here.
I'm here. We got a request. Someone said, I miss Bad News Allie.
What a mistake.
That's true. But you know who keeps you safe?
Who?
Bad News Allie.
Okay, fine.
The FTC just finished crunching all the numbers from 2023
Yes.
about scams and how much people lost. I want you to guess how many U.S. dollars Americans lost last year to scams.
I personally lost over $300 to scams
My goodness.
and hacking. I'm going to guess it's got to be in the $1 billion range. $3 billion?
$10 billion.
That's a lot of money.
14% up from last year.
So-
This stuff's bad. Imposter scams are the most frequently reported. So
Right.
this is like, I'm pretending to be someone else and I get you to send some money. Maybe it's like Andrew, this is Kim. I really need you to get a gift card for Allie for this podcast. And you'd be like, oh, of course, Kim.
Absolutely.
I'll do that. Yeah, you do it.
I will help you guys out.
Business and government impersonation also up. So,
I got called by the CIA once.
Did they try to get money out of you?
They did.
Gift cards?
Yep. They absolutely said the CIA was tracking me for tax fraud.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I don't file my taxes. So I know this is fake. They wanted some Google Play cards, which is obviously how we all pay our tax bills.
Well, sure. And they all have Android. Yeah.
$10 billion.
$10 billion. It's so many dollars.
And nobody gets it back, right? Once you're scammed, it's gone. It's gone.
Yeah. I mean, there are some exceptions where it's like, maybe some huge case where someone gets taken for millions of dollars and then they find the person.
But most of the time,
no, you're just out of luck.
If you're a little old lady in Topeka, Kansas, and you buy a Target gift card, that thing is gone.
Yeah. Don't ever buy gift cards.
No.
But we're going to segue this bad news into recalls because there are a lot of notable recalls right now. Perhaps you've heard Trader Joe's, Costco, Walmart. If you bought salad kits there, you might get a bad belly.
What brand? Do you have the brand name?
Well, the brand name is one you've never heard of because these are cheese and dairy products that came from someone called, it's based out of California, Rizzo Lopez Foods.
You think I don't know Rizzo Lopez?
So they supply, when you get, I don't know, a salad kit from Trader Joe's and it has that little bag of cheese.
Oh, so it's just the cheese in the bag.
It's the cheese.
Oh,
it's cheeses and dressing. So if you have anything basically that's like Mexican themed, like cojita cheese, throw it out.
Yeah, and it's not going to say it on the bag. You're not going to know the Rizzo Lopez cheese in there.
No.
All right, so just chuck them all.
I would chuck them all.
It's
Otherwise,
not worth
you might get listeria.
Full day on the pot.
No,
to make sure you have your cheese and your avocado Cobb salad.
Recalls products. The theme here, spoiler, is fire. A lot of these things can catch on fire. 2 million, this one is actually not fire, it's just really hot water. 2 million garment steamers from Steamfast, Vornado, and Sharper Image. Who knew Sharper Image was still making stuff?
That's a thing?
Yeah. They can spray hot water all over you.
Any products being recalled from Spencer's Gifts?
Probably.
Okay.
All of them, yes. 400,000 gas-powered yard trimmers from Lowe's and Amazon can catch on fire.
That's bad.
It's really bad. Massagers from Homedics that can overheat. They can
catch on fire?
Yes.
I'm going to be sitting there. Homedics, that's like the big one.
That's a big one. Bissell hand and floor vacs can catch on fire.
That's too many things catching on fire.
Snapchat, remember their little flying drone?
Yes.
Pixie, the lithium-ion battery can catch on fire.
Why is everything catching on fire?
Lithium-ion batteries, probably.
I don't want any products. Is my salad going to catch on fire they got from Trader Joe's?
No, but you might.
Okay.
If you have too much of this cheese.
Ring of fire.
If you want any of the specifics, if you're thinking, oh no, I have a Bissell vacuum or a Pixie, you probably don't have a Pixie, go to commando.com. We have the full list there and you can find out.
Is that all the bad news?
One more bad news.
Better make it quick. I can't take much more.
Car recalls. Do you have any active recalls on your car, do you think?
I don't know.
Do you know? Oh my gosh.
Probably. Is it going to catch on fire?
Probably.
I have the Mitsubishi Catch on Fire. It's that new model that just came out.
It's
combustible.
Fire.
It's the Mitsubishi combustible.
But basically, Honda, GM, Volvo, Ford, and Kia, there are so many recalls.
It's almost all car companies.
I know.
How is Tesla not on that list, but everybody else?
Legitimately, every Tesla ever has been recalled. So
that
you're welcome.
Good.
And I'm going to end this because Kim's not here.
Yes.
In Kim's honor.
You have a joke.
I have a joke I made up all by myself.
Great. I thought I was going to get away with not having one. You made this up.
Yeah.
This is an original.
Yeah.
All right, Allie, let me hear it.
Okay. All right. Did you hear that Tickle Me Elmo was recalled?
I didn't.
They forgot to give him 2 test tickle.
Anatomy.
Very good.
You made that up.
No, I didn't make that up.
I didn't think so.
No.
All right. On the other side, I did. It wasn't a social experiment. I was forced to go 2 full weeks without access to my bank account. Did I survive? Next on Commando Today.
Since our founding in 2000, we at the Center for Internet Security have always had one mission. It's to create confidence in the connected world for people, businesses, and governments. As a nonprofit, we do this by drawing upon our core competencies of collaboration and innovation. The world is changing, cyber threats are evolving, and IT resources are limited. All you want is a way to strengthen your cybersecurity programs efficiently and effectively. Let CIS help you with these efforts. We use a consensus-based process involving IT professionals from around the world to develop and maintain security best practices. These resources are proven to defend systems and data against threats, both on premises and in the cloud. We also strive to help organizations of every size and maturity strengthen their cybersecurity programs. This includes serving U.S. state, local, tribal, and territorial government organizations. At CIS, we're all about making the connected world a safer place. Visit our website to learn more.
Welcome back to Kim Commando Today, the daily tech podcast that we stream online. We live stream. When does it start? 10 o'clock in LA?
10:30.
10:30 in LA. That's right. I get here
Yep,
early.
1:30 Eastern.
I don't even know what time it starts. Kim normally, she watches all the time.
Kim does the math. We don't do that.
When I say go, I start. When they say stop, I go home. We're also giving away a laptop.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, $1,000 PC or $1,000 Mac. All you have to do is try the newsletter. Just sign up, get a couple of days worth of news. This is Kim's baby. This newsletter is her baby. And she wants you to try her baby. That sounds awful, but that's what she's asking for.
Read the newsletter one time.
Yes, that's all you have to do.
Commander.com/win. Just put in your email address. That's where you enter.
And you're entered to win.
Easy peasy.
It's easy.
Yeah.
Win $1,000. Who doesn't want it? I want it, but I can't have it. Kim's already told me. She reminds me every day I can't have it.
Just to make you put you in your place.
Yeah, well, I haven't even signed up for the newsletter yet. It's a form of protest because I can't win the laptop. Yeah. I think that's malarkey. So we talked about this a couple of weeks ago on the podcast where I did an Uber ride on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
And my credit card was hijacked, stolen, corrupted, however you want to word it.
Wasn't it your debit card? Wasn't that was the big mistake though, right?
We can get lost in details all day, Allie, if
all
you
your
want.
mistakes.
Yes. But I had to go 6 days. First of all, Bank of America, 6 days to get a replacement card.
That's insane.
We have overnight mail. I had to go 6 days without a card,
Okay.
a physical card. They do give you, if you go on, you get a digital card, and you can immediately sync that to your Apple Pay.
Oh,
so
good.
that's what I did.
Okay.
Got the card back, had it for 24 hours. I was then taken advantage of again, stolen from
Was it
again.
a Lyft?
That's a good one. It's Waymo. No, there were just fraudulent charges on there. They immediately canceled the card. I had to go another 6 days without a digital card.
Dude, what are you doing that your brand new card? All right. Neither here nor there.
I don't know how it happens. Am I that gullible?
Yes.
Am I a rube?
Yes.
The fact that no matter what currency I'm trying to use, they can steal it from me? But again, I connect the digital card to Apple Pay. And what I learned over this 12-day span is that I don't need it.
You don't need a physical card.
I had no restrictions.
That's beautiful. You never had a situation where you couldn't pay for something.
Not one time.
Was it ever dicey?
No.
Was your phone ever dying and you thought, oh no?
No, we just talked about being too reliant on technology, but I was always charged. I was always there. Now, I was getting gas and groceries and dinner out. It wasn't like I was trying to buy Girl Scout cookies from some kid in a parking lot. But guess what?
They would probably take your Apple
They
Pay.
had it. They had,
No kidding.
They had the Square.
That's great.
On the phone. And I actually then found an article that talked about how we are headed towards like it or not, we're headed to a cashless society. And they asked the question, is it convenience or is it control?
Dun, dun, dun.
Thank you for filling in with the dun 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 sound
You're
effect
welcome.
while Kim was out.
Yeah, I got that.
So I remember about 15 years ago, I went to the Denver Mint, which is in Pennsylvania. And no, it's in Denver. I went to the Denver Mint and you could pay to get into the museum $2, or you could take a survey. And the survey was a 10-question survey about how do you feel about us getting rid of cash? That's what it was.
Okay.
How comfortable would you be
Yeah.
if everything had to be a digital transaction? And one of the questions on there asked you, would you feel that this is the government overstepping the bounds? Because control is part of this conversation.
Absolutely.
The government would love to know if I buy a lawnmower off from you on Facebook Marketplace,
Yes.
so they could tax it.
You know who else would love to know? Literally anybody who makes money selling stuff.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's all about marketing as well.
Yes.
So they can track everything you buy. Because in a cash society, there's tons of people. And the article said it's mainly older people
Yeah.
that have this just inherent distrust for the banking system, even the level that we're at now when it comes to having a cashless society.
Yeah, these are people that might have a lot of cash under their bed, or hopefully somewhere a lot safer.
But if
than
you
that.
look at the numbers, we're trending this way.
Yeah.
In 2018, $789 million of digital transactions, consumer transactions happened. How much do you think it was last year?
Give me that first number again.
783 million.
I think it was $2 billion.
$19 billion.
Whoa, baby.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're getting comfortable with it.
Yeah.
It's easier. If you make any TikTok shop, I hate the TikTok shop.
Don't do it.
But if you buy anything off the TikTok shop, you're not putting in a credit card. You're connecting your Apple Pay. You're connecting your PayPal, your Cash App. And it's part of this future of when we're going to be cashless. I think the first step is, I think we're going to get rid of pennies and see how the world reacts.
Yeah.
Getting rid of metal coins in exchange for only paper money. Then they will get rid of. How do you feel? Is it control? Is it convenience?
Oh, it's hard, right? I think both.
Okay.
Really. I think it's both. For me, the convenience is probably worth it. I rarely use cash. Weird scenario that I'll tell you later. We got a bunch of cash, not like a ton, but like a couple $1,000s in cash.
Sure, which most people probably don't have sitting around.
Yeah, and so I've been using cash more than I have in a really long time. It's nice for things like if I buy something on OfferUp, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I have the money. Great.
Do you also trust someone when you do an offer up to do a Zelle
No.
or a Venmo?
No.
So you'll run to the bank, grab cash out of
Yes.
the bank, and then go buy it.
Often people will also say, please bring cash, or I don't do Venmo, or whatever. I don't mess with it. I would rather just give them cash.
Okay, so I don't mess with it. That is a resistance
Look at me.
to going to a cashless society.
That's true.
And there is an uncomfortability there, just with you peer to peer.
Yeah.
You're buying a $5 iron from someone, but you still have this internal struggle with, even though it's $5, they're going to have knowledge about
Right,
me.
exactly. If I give them this $5 bill, okay, we never have to.
It's still nameless. It's still
Yep.
faceless.
Yep.
And we're not that old, but
No.
the older generation is even so much farther on that end where there's that fear.
Yeah.
But there's going to be there. I saw a Frontline piece once where there's a small community, a couple of thousand people, I don't know, in some second world country, and they gave them all flip phones and they got rid of all the currency. And so if you went to the market and you bought, a fish and 3 apples, you text them through your flip phone, and that's how the transaction happens.
Oh my gosh.
So they're trying it in certain
Yeah.
parts of the world. Money is expensive to print.
Oh, for sure.
But it's also expensive to do everything with digital transaction fees. You're paying 3%. I was at a restaurant this weekend where on the menu, you had 2 options. You had the cash option and then the credit card option, which was 30 cents more
At
for
a
every
restaurant?
At a restaurant.
That's wild. I've never seen that. I've seen it for different things, but not that.
And I believe the state of New York is actually making, they just passed the law, I think last week, where every business, if you charge any sort of surcharge fee for using a credit card or a debit card, you have to now make it known to the customer that they're paying more.
Well, yeah, and that's who's going to pay for this ultimately. If there's cash and I'm giving you my $5 for that iron, okay, nobody knows about it. I don't have to pay any taxes on it. You don't, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, if everything you get is taxed, who do you think is going to pay that tax? It's us.
Oh, absolutely. And
Yeah.
the bank's
And
going
we
to
already
make
are.
so much money, 2%, 3% on every single transaction,
Yeah.
even the offer up transaction.
Yeah. I do want to say, too, if you use Apple Pay and your phone dies, fun fact, one of the things your phone can do when it's dead is Apple Pay.
It still can.
Yeah.
So
There's a tiny
little
bit of battery.
there if you need to call 911
Yep.
or if you need to buy a hot dog.
Yes.
It's right there.
It's right there.
The 2 most important things for Americans.
Hello, 911, I need a hot dog.
Do you have a hot dog?
I bet somebody at the Waste Management Open called 911 because they needed a hot dog.
All right. On the other side of Kim Commando today, what do you have for us? What's our last story?
Oh my gosh, what your face says about you according to science.
It says I'm ugly. And that's
No.
proven by science. What my face says about me. All right. I'm curious. I'll stick around. I'll pay attention.
Let me tell you about a revolutionary new mobile voicemail app. If you've got a business, your voicemail is probably filled with messages from customers. Often the messages don't contain all the details you need. But what if you were able to get visual information from your callers? That's something you can't do with a traditional audio voicemail box, but you can with Fillmore Productions Video Voicemail. With Fillmore Productions Video Voicemail, callers receive a link to download the mobile app. There they can view important details about your business, watch videos about what you have to offer, and then leave you a video message. Actors and musicians can showcase what they do, and callers to medical practices or repair shops can report their issues visually. There are so many things that video voicemail can do for a business that makes audio voicemail a thing of the past. Discover what video voicemail can do for your business. Visit getvideovoicemail.com. That's getvideovoicemail.com. That's getvideovoicemail.com.
Welcome back to Kim Komando Today. I didn't say don't go anywhere. Kim says stay right where you are.
Do you think they all went away?
I totally planned on saying it just because we've made such a big deal on the podcast, and I haven't.
You could do it right now.
I can't end it on the show, though. I can't end the show. Yeah, stay right where we are because we have one great segment left on Kim Komando Today. The A-team is here. I'm Andrew Babinski. This is Allie. We are filling in for Kim. She's getting some stitches removed from her eyes. She's talked about this.
She has, and if you are the person who every time you hear that, you kind of feel like you want to go lay down.
Because it's too much.
Out of her eyeball.
Yeah.
Ugh.
She has 14 left, I think.
She does. Also, she posts pictures of her eyeball and the stitches on Instagram. So if you're the person who likes to see stuff like that, go to Instagram. Look at Kim's eye.
She's getting a couple. Look into my eyes. She's getting a couple stitches out, so we're filling in for the next couple of days. If you want to win a laptop, we're giving that away. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you made it sound really lame, but yes, we're giving away a $1,000 computer, Mac or PC, your choice.
More of a like a sarcastic delivery to promote going to komando.com/win.
That is the URL. Do we really want to give them all the insider?
Just go.
Yeah.
Sign up for the newsletter.
Yeah.
Enter to win $1,000.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
We can't win.
No.
No.
I know.
I saw this headline on Surprise Daily Mail.
Oh.
What your face says
I love
about
the Daily Mail.
I love the Daily Mail too.
It's great.
Yeah. So I am always on their technology section. There's a lot of science stuff mixed in there. So sometimes we get into the science side of tech. So what your face says about you according to science. And I'm not talking about like resting brat face. I'm not talking about...
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for PCing it for us.
You're
or
welcome.
PGing it for us.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I figured we got so many people who are upset after the...
Fat ass?
Yeah.
Yeah, we said we did a podcast a couple weeks ago where we used the term. Well, I'll call it FA. We said FA about 36 times in a half hour.
Yeah, it was
span.
a lot of FA. Yeah,
It was
a lot. Okay, eyebrows. People with raised eyebrows are seen as, ready for this, richer, more trustworthy, warm, and confident.
I don't even know if I've ever looked at someone's eyebrows and went, "Well, those are high," or "Those are low."
But this is the crazy thing. You don't process that stuff
it's
that
all
way.
Subconscious.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So you see like a tiny little expression on someone's face.
Do you have high? Where would your eyebrows?
I think mine go pretty high. I also don't have any Botox or anything. And that's the other thing. So it has been shown people who have Botox, which limits how much your eyebrows can move, right, have been less able to empathize and identify with the emotions of others.
Right, because their face is just frozen the whole time, right?
And part of the way we empathize with each other is that it's a really complicated thing. I get really nerdy, but I won't. But basically, I see your face. If you look sad, my face is going to be sad because I can feel. Yeah.
And then I'll know
exactly
they're understanding where I am at. But if you have a plaster face that looks like you're surprised at all times.
Yes. Jawline. A chiseled or square jawline is linked to higher confidence and social boldness in men.
I mean, we've
explain this one to me, Andrew.
We've totally determined that jawline is what equals handsome, right?
Yeah.
Tall, dark, and handsome is going to have that jawline.
He's got a jawline. People with a turned down mouth. So your mouth kind of naturally goes down instead of like a little smile.
Am I turned down?
Turned down for what? No, I don't think you're turned down.
No?
People with a turned down mouth are seen as poorer, colder, more incompetent, and less trustworthy. This is like a study.
Well, a turned down mouth means you're going to look grumpy all the time.
And I guess if you look grumpy, you look incompetent and poor.
So basically, if you look like any of the dwarves, we're not going to like you. Grumpy.
Correct.
You look sneezy.
Yeah.
If you look bashful, that's not.
Bashful sounds cute.
Yeah, but it's not powerful. It's not rich and powerful.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Not going to instill confidence. Last one.
That's true. Face width. Okay. This one is insane.
Width doesn't matter. I've been told.
It's the motion in the ocean. This includes one of the best sentences I've read in who knows how long. Okay. Having a wider face is a sign of higher testosterone. Interesting. It's been linked to greater levels of aggression, higher sex drive, and a higher likelihood of cheating in a relationship if you have a wide face.
Just want to let you know, my hat size is 7.5.
I don't even know what that means.
It's big. I got a big head.
Sounds like boy math. Okay, and my favorite sentence. This was a caption on a photo. Wayne Rooney. Can you explain who Wayne Rooney is?
Wayne Rooney is one of the best English soccer stars of all time.
Wayne Rooney was well known for his affairs and sexual antics and has a noticeably square head.
Wide-faced cheater. How dare you do that to your wife, Wayne Rooney? I don't even know if you're married, but you should be ashamed.
So I guess if you're on a dating app, look out for wide faces, eh?
Yeah, you're going to see women with dating apps, and they're just going to be measuring the faces on the phone.
Yeah.
Guys, if you want to, look like you're trustworthy, zoom back. Like pull it back a little bit. Use that 1.5.
Perfect.
That might help your head with.
Is that the new way that the kids take selfies?
Yes. Especially if
Did
you're in a
Jackie
big...
teach you that?
Me and Jackie. I'm going to hook up with him once I'm in Tempe because, Tempe's a vibe.
Let's explain this real quick, though. But on your phone's camera,
yes,
instead of having it be like the, regular zoom, the one magnification, you change it.
To 1.5.
Yeah.
But I personally think the person in the front looks weird compared to everybody else in the photo.
Okay, so pose in the back. If you're going to be in one of these pictures.
If someone's doing 1.5, run for the back and just wave from back there because you're going to look
looking
great.
Good. Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining Kim Commando today. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, share the podcast. Help us out. We appreciate it. We're having a blast and we want to keep this going. We know you're liking it. We're seeing the numbers grow with followers and viewers. If you're listening to the podcast version of this show, everything was edited out that we said because Kim wasn't here, and it's a 4 to 6 minute podcast. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
This program is a copyrighted production of Westar Multimedia Entertainment and protected by the copyright laws. Any rebroadcast or use of this program for commercial, business, economic, or financial purposes without the written permission of Westar Multimedia Entertainment is strictly prohibited.
Tax day is coming.
Oh, no.
But if you sign up for Robinhood Gold's IRA with a 3% match, you can get up to $195 for the 2023 tax year.
Oh, yeah.
Sign up at Robinhood.com/boost by tax day to get the biggest contribution match on the market. Subscription fees apply.
Investing involves risk. 3% match requires gold for 1 year from first match. Must keep IRA for 5 years. Robinhood Financial, LLC, member SIPC.